All right. Okay. Now let's go back to the symptoms. Fanny had a few symptoms here and there, and the question is, does it present the same way in Fanny and any other person, or different people experience different symptoms?
Different people experience different symptoms.
Okay.
There are people who will live, like some of the ones I have come across, that a child is born with HIV, and they come all the way to 18 and they've never had any problem.
Yeah.
That happens. It's unfortunate that Fanny had symptoms. But it's at that point when Fanny had symptoms that the healthcare provider who was attending to her should have suspected and said, we need to do further tests, and maybe consulted and gotten consent from her grandmother and tested at that point. But well, we are glad she's alive now and survived through that. But I'm sorry, the system never worked very well for her at that point, but that was before. Now, we advocate for testing so that many people know their status, so that even those who are asymptomatic, they can start their ARVs at the right time. Because at the point of testing, we advocate for test and treat. Immediately you test, we also confirm. We usually have 3 tests before you start your ARTs to just confirm that they're actually true, and then you start your ARTs. The earlier you start, you have a higher chance, the higher the chance of survival, as compared to someone else who has so many opportunistic infections, and then that's the point that they want to start ART. So what happens is there's a lot of fight. The immunity, first of all, when you have so many symptoms, your immunity is very low.
Yeah.
So you do not, you are very sick, but you can't tell.
Yeah.
When you start the ARTs, what happens is now your immunity starts waking up and detecting. Immunity is like the soldiers of the body, and that's when they detect, oh, we have an enemy. We have TB here, we have mumps here, we have this here, and then that's when the patient gets very sick. So it's always good to start early. Yeah, so that you do not have all those complications.
Okay. And still on you, there's some people who, like you said, some of them do not present any form of symptom.
Yes.
And then they have never been tested before. So they don't know. They think they're okay. And then someone might be like, but I'm not sexually active. So that means I'm clear. All right. So, and then when this person decides to go for testing and probably is found to be HIV positive, is there a risk in detecting it when it's too late?
There is a risk of detecting it when it's too late, depending on what symptoms they will develop.
Okay. But what if they don't develop any symptom at all?
And they're not having sex and all.
Yes.
But remember, with time, the amount of viruses that are in your body keep increasing.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, it depends on many things, like your lifestyle. What's your diet like? How do you feed? Are you taking too much alcohol? Do you have stress? By the way, those are the things that bring in symptoms. Yeah, I think that's all I think about right now. But there are very few people who don't have symptoms at all.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
And they know that they're not sexually active.
Yes.
No one in their family probably has it, so they think they are in the clear. But it's important, like you say, just go and get tested. It doesn't harm to just go and get tested. But now the biggest barrier is usually fear. People are like, I am scared. Suppose I go and then I'm told